I'm very lucky on my YouTube channel. Everyone knows how much I love my animals. And Idris being here and choosing to come and spend most time with me is a really important example of how important it is to be in the present moment, and spending this time with our loved ones of whatever species is really, really vital. So I'm going to let him sit along and read this with me. Hello, everyone. So I am back doing a long overdue next version of my book club. It's book club number 5, and the book that I'm reading is Vex King, Good Vibes, Good Life. Now, for those of you that are watching this episode for the first time, the playlist to the whole book club series is below. Even though this is one of the books that you can quite easily dig in and out of yourself, you don't have to do it in order, because there's lots of information there that you can read. Every chapter is almost unique in itself. You may find that you want to start watching from the beginning, because there's so much gold dust in this. It's a really lovely book. Now, why did I decide to do this book? It's a real feel-good factor book. Vex King is a lovely author that has the ability to combine a lot of spiritual wisdom with real life experiences that make it really real and relatable to all of us who are reading it. And I've discussed this book with a lot of people of all ages, from teenagers to adults to people older than me, males and females. And I honestly think it's got something in there for everyone. Loads of really helpful tips about how to really take the positive out of lives, look at situations in a different way. So what I'm doing is I'm going through this book, I'm reading through it chapter by chapter, and then making some of my own comments. Now, for those of you that can, I would really love you to connect with Vex. He's got a brilliant Instagram page. His new book is just out. And if you can afford to buy the book, the links are below. Please do buy it and support Vex, because it's a lovely book. And honestly, you'll see it's ones that you can dip in and out of the whole time. But if you can't afford to buy the book at the moment, then listen along with me and let me know what you think in the comments below. So last time we got up to page 62. So we're starting on page 63, Awareness of the Present. So awareness of the present. Every second you spend thinking about the next moment, you avoid embracing the present. Ensure your life isn't lived entirely in your head. This is brilliant. I've only got to the first paragraph and I'm going to say something already. I've been reading my next book. I'm going to tell you, I'm also going through a really lovely book and hopefully going to be speaking to the author, Shamanic Power Animals by Don Jose Ruiz. It's brilliant. And one of the things that really differentiates humans from other species of animals is the amount of time we spend thinking in our head, as opposed to living in the present moments. This is really, really relevant. With global advances in technology, our society is becoming more engrossed in personal gadgets than in the world around them. We hold our phones more than we hold real conversations and each other. Oh, how adorable. Sorry, I know I shouldn't stop, but Idris has just joined me. It's just started raining outside, so he wants to come and listen. It's like reading a bedtime story to my baby. Hi, Idris. Sorry, I'll start that bit again. With global advances in technology, our society is becoming more engrossed in personal gadgets than in the world around them. It's really difficult to read with the cat in your lap. We hold our phones more than we hold real conversations and each other. We're so busy looking down at screens and engaging in digital interactions that we forget about the environment around us. It seems people would rather experience an event through a camera than use their eyes to enjoy what's in front of them. Constant audiences are lit up by the shimmering of phone screens. This isn't to say we shouldn't capture mementos of these precious times, but living through a screen prevents us from being present in the moment. Doesn't it, Idris? Idris is helping me read, look. As we continue to distract ourselves from the present moment, we become more anxious, fearful, and stressed. Worries overwhelm us in our everyday lives because we're now conditioned to live elsewhere rather than right here. What's more, we ignore the people around us and our personal relationships pay the price. This is often why we feel distrusted, disconnected, and lost. Our vibration is lowered because we feel like we're in some imagined situation that doesn't match up with our lived reality. We relive moments of the past, fear the future, and create obstacles in our minds. We devote creative energy to destructive ideas, and this invites turmoil into our lives. Now is the only time you have. Once your past is gone, it doesn't exist. No matter how many times you recreate it mentally, the future hasn't even arrived. But again, you keep taping yourself there mentally. Tomorrow comes disguised as today, and some of us don't even notice. Nothing is more valuable than the present moment because you can never get it back. You may create a visual memory that you can retrace, but physically you cannot experience it again. Think about a time when you completely forgot to check the clock or look at your phone. Perhaps you were around the people you love or doing something you enjoy. You were so engrossed in the moment. Look at Idris, so adorable. Can you hear him purring? You were so engrossed in the moment that you had no time to worry about the past or the future. You were simply enjoying this where you were. That's what's known as being in the present moment. Now, for those of you listening on the podcast, apologies for me talking about stroking my cat, who it's just started raining outside and he's just arrived on my lap. I'm very lucky on my YouTube channel. Everyone knows how much I love my animals. And Idris being here and choosing to come and spend most time with me is a really important example of how important it is to be in the present moment, and spending this time with our loved ones of whatever species is really, really vital. So I'm going to let him sit along and read this with me. As we'll explore later in the book, planning for the future is vital in order to meet your goals. But we shouldn't spend too much time there. When you think about it, the present is still the future, disguised as now. 10 years ago, you may have considered the future to be this exact point in your life. The future is today. In my early 20s, if I knew I was going out on a Saturday night, I'd want every other day to hurry up. I was wishing away my precious time I'd never get back. Once Saturday arrived and then passed, I moved on to focus on another day on which I was planning something exciting. And sometimes that was weeks away. This is also the premise of life. Once we're born, every 24 hours, we're moving one day closer towards our death. The future we're constantly waiting for arrives only as the present. Once it arrives, it passes so quickly we don't even notice. We quickly switch our attention to anticipating the next moment, and then the next, and so on. This is how most of us live. We wake up to get through the day and then go back to sleep. We do this 365 times a year. We wait for success, love, happiness to show up, never really aware of what we have in the present moment. Eventually, we realize that we've never really lived, or we finally have the riches we wanted, yet we can't enjoy them because there's always something else to achieve. We make life all about a future that exists only in our imagination and completely miss what is happening in front of us. This is so true, isn't it? It's very difficult not to be caught up in planning your future. And yes, having goals and having something to work towards is really valuable, but enjoying those precious moments with loved ones. Again, for those of you listening on the podcast, I'm showing the camera of my lovely cat, Idris, who's just come in and jumped on my lap as I'm recording this because it's just started pouring rain outside. And those of us who are lucky enough to share our lives with animals or even with humans, we realize that time is so precious. I think back now to the amount of times that I sort of thought, oh, I'll see my grandparents next week. And then, of course, it comes a time where they're no longer there anymore and you can't ever get that time back. So I think this is such an important message. We could say the same about the past. Although we might have fond memories that we enjoy revisiting every now and again, we must learn to accept that once again, the past is gone. It cannot be changed. We can only reconstruct or alter it in our minds. The meditation exercise that I'll discuss next can help you connect to the present. By developing awareness of the present moment, we can maintain a higher vibration because we avoid being paralyzed by the past pain or future fear. Meditate. Meditation is growing in popularity and receiving praise from all directions. From occupational therapists to mainstream media, people from a myriad of different backgrounds are talking about the benefits of meditative work. But to the uninitiated, meditation practice can appear daunting, time-consuming, and difficult to get to grips with. I personally avoided it for many years for these exact reasons. Like many people, I planned to meditate, but never quite got around to it. When I finally began, I found it awkward and wasn't sure if I was doing it right or if it was working. My practice was inconsistent and I struggled to see how it could be of benefit to me. Once I looked deeper into it, however, I realized I hadn't understood meditation as well as I thought. I'd overcomplicated it. Once I committed myself to 30 consecutive days of focused meditation, I began to feel a difference. After a year of practicing for 15 minutes a day, I noticed incredible changes within myself. Significantly, I found myself feeling angry far less often, something that had troubled me in the past. My rage was absent during situations identical to earlier events that had provoked an intense emotional response. I also noticed a new ability to remain calm and at peace in the midst of chaos. I had more conscious control over my thoughts. As a result, I felt more joyful more often. I couldn't ignore these changes. Meditation eases the resistance that your ego creates. I'm going to stop there for a minute because that is a powerful sentence all in itself. Let me read it again. Meditation eases the resistance that your ego creates. How powerful is that? I've got a whole series of lovely talks with Guru Dev actually on the power of the ego. And I think as humans, you know, yes, our ego is there definitely to serve us in certain situations, but it can very easily run havoc with us and ruin our enjoyment of the present moment and bring unnecessary anxieties and fears into our life. This brings a sense of calm, clarity, and enhanced patience. I learned profound lessons from intuitive thoughts during my practice, and this access to my inner wisdom illuminates answers to any questions I've been struggling with. When I need to raise my vibration, I know that meditation will restore good feelings. This might seem strange. Many people think the goal of meditation is to clear the mind of thoughts, but this is a misconception. Actually, meditation is really concentration. Meditation helps you arrive at conscious awareness of the present moment, and that's a powerful tool to use in every part of your life. You practice meditation by being fully present in the moment via your senses, whilst calmly observing your thoughts, emotions, and bodily sensations from a distance without judgment. I'd like to take you through a short relaxation meditation that you can do right now. You just need a pen, some paper, and a quiet moment. Meditate now, a step-by-step guide. Number 1, use your intuition to assess your energy level. How would you rate your vibration from 1 to 10? If 1 is, I feel low and I don't want to do anything, and 10 is, I feel great, peaceful, and full of joy. Write down the first number that pops into your head and don't question it. Number 2, Now we'll begin to move into a meditative state. Find somewhere you can completely relax, sitting or standing, with your eyes open at this stage. Wherever you are, become aware of your body. Are you sitting? Are you standing? How does your spine feel? Don't change anything, just become conscious of your physical body. Number 3, now become conscious of your breathing. Just observe. Let the air go deep into your lungs and then breathe out. Now, as you take a deep breath, imagine you're filling your lungs with as much air as possible and then expelling all the stale air as you exhale. Feel your belly moving up and down with every breath. Feel your chest move up and down with every breath. Now look around you. Notice the colours and the patterns you see without judgment. Just observe. Let your eyes absorb all that's around you. And then slowly close your eyes. Watch what comes to the screen of your mind. Let your thoughts pass by, no pressure. There's no right or wrong. Relax your eyelids whilst you observe what comes and goes within your mind. And keep noticing the pattern of your breath. In, out. Expansion and contraction. Number 5, listen to the sounds around you. Where do they come from? What are the tones? Are there any sounds that stand out? Can you distinguish between the background and the foreground sounds? And now you can listen to the sound of your breath. In and out. Number 6, bring your awareness to your entire body. Is there any tension? There's no need to change anything. Simply notice any sensations in your body. Are there any feelings or emotions arising now? What are they? Where in your body are they located? Observe, feel, and listen. Stay still for the next minute. And then when you're ready, slowly start to move your hands and feet. And then open your eyes. This is the end of the exercise. So let's check your level of energetic vibration. How would you rate your vibration level now? Write down your number. Is it higher than before? If not, you can do the exercise again. And eventually you'll find that this brief practice raises your vibration. If you struggle to remember the steps above, try recording them on your phone so that you can guide yourself through them. Speak slowly and clearly and allow pauses for silence whilst you read the instructions. Meditation is far from being complicated. Buddhist master Yonggi Mingyur Rinpoche, probably butchered that, claims that to meditate, you only need to be aware of your breath. When you breathe with awareness, you're meditating. It's as simple as that. And that's why you can meditate anywhere at any time. Everything and anything done in a state of conscious awareness can be meditation, even the washing up. Try it for 15 minutes a day for 30 consecutive days. If that seems too much, start with 5 minutes and build up gradually. Breathing is such an important part of our life. I mean, really, if we don't breathe, we don't live. We inhale and life starts, and as life ends, we exhale. That's why it's said that with every breath, there's transformation occurring within us. We die and are reborn with every breath we take. It's through breath that we reinforce our vital force, our life energy, often referred to as mana, prana, chi, or ki, among numerous other names, depending on the spiritual tradition. With each breath, we're allowing life force, energy, to enter every cell of our body so it can vibrate with new life. As we take fuller and more controlled breaths, this enables our nervous system to calm us down, increasing our vibration. Meditation breaks down the walls of our conditioned mind and gives us an opportunity to become more authentic. As you meditate more often, you'll gain perspective on the restricting thoughts you've been playing over in your mind. So that's taken us up to page 74. Now, I think this is such an important chapter and such an important but such a simple exercise. I would really encourage you to re-listen to this. Make notes if you need, or as Vex suggested, record your own little message to yourself at the pace that suits you on your phone. Or the beauty of doing this, listening to it on YouTube, is you can just pause it when you need more time to really focus in on your breath, really do that body scan, really just feel and be aware of what emotions and thoughts are coming up within you. And personally, I would say that having a meditative practice has completely transformed my life. As Vex says, for me, it's made me so much calmer. It makes it so much easier to be in a state of gratitude. It really makes you slow down and appreciate what's really important to you. Yet at the same time, magically helps you achieve so much more because you're shedding what no longer serves you. And as you practice this, you can see there's so much advice out there. Please check my other sort of meditation links on my YouTube if you're listening on that platform, because there's lots and lots of different meditations that I've had various people do on my site, and different ones will resonate with you at different times. So experiment and just to see what really works for you right here, right now. So please do let me know in the comments below whether you've been practicing this, whether this is something that you're going to commit to actually introduce into your life, because as Vex says, it's so important to actually commit to this, because you can read about it and know the wisdom behind it as much as you like, but the beauty and the transformation comes when you incorporate this into your daily life. So thank you for listening. I will be back very shortly with part 6. The great thing about this book club series is, depending on what time you've got, you can listen to as many episodes or as few as you like, and re-listen as often as you like. So please do let me know what you think in the comments below, or if you're listening on the podcast platform, please do leave a review. Thank you. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen. And if you feel inspired, please do share with your friends and family. My goal is to inspire as many people as I can to live their best lives, to stay curious, and to raise their consciousness and that of the collective. So to do this, I need to reach as many people as possible, and this needs your help. If you feel drawn, would you be willing to share your favourite episode with 5 different people? This helps us spread the word and also helps me encourage some exciting new guests to take part in this podcast. If you feel drawn to do that, I will be very, very grateful. All the links and discount codes where applicable for all the products that I support are on my 2 websites, catherineedwards.life and catherineedwardsacademy.com. All of the products are personally tried and tested by me, my family, and my clients. And finally, please do press the follow or subscribe button, depending which platform you're listening on. And above all, stay curious and stay free.